This morning, a historical first, how local Catholics are reacting to the first American Pope.
Plus, the identity of the man found dead in a Dane County jail cell confirmed.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now. This morning on a Friday, we have the crew all here at the desk with us this morning.
TGIF.
Yes, we've made it to the end of the week. About time.
It's so beautiful outside today again.
Gosh, it's a little chilly this morning.
Chilly.
To get there.
But honestly, not bad compared to what it's been lately, right?
That's true. And it's going to warm up later on today.
We love to hear it.
Yes. But first this morning, we're celebrating all of the moms of News 3 Now. So we're going to share some photos with
starting off
moms.
with me and my mom.
Yes, Michelle Renee and her mom. Now mine coming up, it's a collage. Me and my girls, my mom, then my mother-in-law, then my grandmas. So yeah.
You see that? Oh, there's
There's
Josh.
my mother, my mom Joyce.
You were probably somewhere tropical.
So that was for our wedding last year.
Oh,
so we were down in Tulum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Here's Savannah and her mom, and then Maria and her mom. Maria's one of our producers.
Yes.
And then got Katrina with her parents at her wedding. And it's just a lovely weekend to get out there and celebrate, you know, if it's your wife, the mother of your children, your mother, your grandmother. Oh, we got one more from Michelle Renee.
Yeah, that was
Michelle
her.
Renee.
That was
Michelle
me
Renee
with my
You with your
grandparents.
Yes. And then like Michelle Renee is named after her grandma. So that
I
makes it even
am.
more
My
I didn't know
grandmother is
that.
Michelle Renee.
That's awesome.
And I am Michelle Renee as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes. So very special bond there.
My mom is actually Rachel Renee, and so Michelle Renee, Rachel Renee. Hopefully, I don't have to name my kid Rachel Renee. We'll see how it goes.
It's almost like it's written
pattern,
in.
I
It's
know,
written
I
in.
know.
You
We'll
almost
see.
have to, I guess.
Well, it's going to be such a beautiful weekend to be able to celebrate our moms, right?
Yeah, I'll be planting outside and with the flowers on her balcony, so hopefully that weather will be nice.
Oh, it's going to be perfect.
Sounds like a nice way to spend it. All right, Blaze is in this morning for Savannah with your first warn forecast, where, yeah, it's a little chilly out there to start off the Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, here outside in southwestern Madison, it is a little bit on the chillier side, but not compared to some folks. We're waking up in the upper 20s on this May 9th. But we got that frost advisory in effect for a little bit longer. There is your 10-day forecast. So we'll take a look at the currents later on in the show. But, I mean, look at this 7-day forecast, specifically Sunday being Mother's Day, upper 70s to low 80s, plenty of sunshine to go around. Saturday is going to be just as pleasant for any outdoor activity. Just make sure that you've got the sunscreen, upper 60s to low to mid 70s. All of these nice conditions won't really stick around throughout next week, but we are eyeing some rain chances Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe as late as Friday of next week, but it doesn't look too impressive. I'll talk more about that and obviously touch on the currents waking up on this Friday morning in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, thank you so much. For the first time in history of the Roman Catholic Church, there is an American Pope. Cardinal Robert Prevost, taking the name Pope Leo XIV, is a Chicago native. He has dual citizenship in Peru, where he served for nearly 20 years. With Pope Leo's missionary background, Madison Bishop Donald Hying says he hopes the pontiff brings that attitude to the role.
Forgiveness is part of our Christian nature, so we can forgive sports allegiances that we do not share, right? Continue Pope Francis' focus on missionary discipleship. Continued vigilance and action regarding the clergy sexual abuse crisis, which the church has been dealing with and has certainly implemented many appropriate safeguards.
Bishop Hying called yesterday momentous for his faith around the country, and he says Americans should be proud. But the big question for many, whether he would embody traditionalist values or continue with Pope Francis's reforms. Pope Leo is somewhere in the middle, and there's likely significance in his name. By choosing the name Leo, he follows in the path of Leo XIII. He laid the foundation for modern Catholic thought. To many, it's a signal of commitment to social issues and care for the needy.
And more local news now. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office confirming the man found dead in the jail this week was the driver in the deadly Cottage Grove crash. Jail staff found Jeffrey Andres in his cell just before 6 o'clock in the morning Tuesday. The medical examiner's office says a forensic autopsy is complete, but the cause and manner of death are pending. Additional testing is underway. Cottage Grove police arrested Andres following a deadly crash on April 28th on Landmark Drive. That crash killed Dr. Cammie Hansen and left her son injured. The complaint alleges that Hansen's son was accused of a sensitive crime involving Andres' child. Andre's death remains under investigation.
A new lawsuit is challenging Wisconsin's congressional district maps. Right now, there are 3 times as many Republican seats as Democratic seats. The lawsuit aims to make that closer to how Wisconsin votes, roughly 50-50. This lawsuit is being filed in state court. It could be successful due to Wisconsin's liberal Supreme Court, but constitutional expert Howard Schwaber says this could be a court case that has national implications.
This has national implications, and this is why. Wisconsin is a swing state. The Congress is extremely closely divided, so a change of even a couple of seats from Republicans to Democrats could have significant national consequences.
If new maps are drawn in this case, we could see 1 or 2 additional Democrats representing Wisconsin in Congress.
A new federal ruling, meantime, shows the state of Alabama engaged in gerrymandering. The decision goes back to a congressional district map that a judge ruled purposely split up black voters into separate districts. That map would have created a second district with a black majority if drawn fairly. In fact, that's what happened when a court-appointed expert drew a temporary map for 2024. In that election, Alabama elected 2 black congresspeople for the first time in 150 years. Now the court's deciding whether to require Alabama to get federal approval for congressional plans in the future.
The U.S. and China are set to negotiate tariffs in Switzerland this weekend, and these are set to be the first in-person talks between U.S. and Chinese officials since President Donald Trump hiked tariffs 145% for most Chinese imports. In response, China now charges a 125% duty on certain American exports. The tit-for-tat measures are straining both economies. Chinese factory activity is down, and the U.S. GDP contracted in the first quarter. Now, the first ships with Chinese goods subject to the new tariffs are reaching American shores. Experts say U.S. consumers are weeks away from supply shortages and price hikes.
Prime Minister of the UK implying that an imperfect deal is better than no deal at all after the announcement of a new U.S.-UK trade agreement yesterday. Market analysis shows that it's a relief to see for the market, even if it leaves a 10% tariff on the UK rather than removing them entirely. That analyst also says that the announcement of the deal yesterday is very light on detail, but investors still are glad to see progress of any kind.
The Federal Reserve this week declined to change its key lending rate, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, is breaking down how you can make that interest rate work for your money. Good morning, Michelle Renee.
Chris, Kyrian, good morning. The lending rate is right where it was at the end of the year, and that's due to uncertainty over how the Trump administration's tariff policies will impact the economy down the road. Now, with all of the confusion of what comes next, financial analysts are saying now is the time to prepare. All bank savings rates will fall if the Fed lowers its benchmark rate later this year. That's why Bank Rates' Greg McBride recommends stashing your cash in federally insured online high-yield savings accounts.
And they offer very competitive yields that right now are above 4%, above the rate of inflation. But for those near-term goals, any money you're going to need in the next 5 years, it can't be in stocks.
That 4+% now, instead of the 0.1% offered by most in-person banks, is crucial for near-term goals within the next 5 years. And unlike investing in stocks, you don't have to take any risk to get it. Your money will grow in the account. McBride says for longer-term investments, you can take a bit more risk with stocks.
All right, Michelle Renee, thank you for that update this morning.
Absolutely.
Well, more Americans under 50 are now being diagnosed with certain types of cancer. The American Association for Cancer Research found rates of breast, colorectal, endometrial, pancreatic, and kidney cancers are rising among younger people. The reasons for the increase are unknown, but experts say it could be because advances in cancer screening allow cancer to be detected earlier than ever before. And the rush to get a real ID has left thousands practicing patience. Organ procurement organizations are asking those waiting to also consider those on the national transplant list waiting for an organ. More than 100,000 people are on that list.
17 people on that 100,000 wait list will run out of time today. They woke up this morning and their families will say goodbye today.
Almost all of organ donor registrations come through the DMV.
Mother's Day is this Sunday, of course, but a Sun Prairie mom isn't just celebrating the holiday, she's celebrating being 1 year cancer-free. Last February, Lydia Dutcher had a complicated childbirth. It resulted in her needing to be treated for an infection. That led to doctors testing her placenta and diagnosing her with a rare form of cancer called karyocarcinoma. The disease affects about 1 in 100,000 pregnancies in the U.S. a year.
I was also told a lot by my oncology team that this is a really highly curable cancer, even though it did spread to my lungs and it was a stage 3 cancer. Nobody wants to hear that you have stage 3 cancer, but yeah, it's treatable and you can get through it.
Lydia did 10 weeks of chemo. She was declared cancer-free last April. Doctors also used a pregnancy test to determine that Lydia's son did not have cancer.
All right,
Congratulations,
amazing.
boy. Life is precious.
Yes, it is. Well, let's check in with Blaze. What's coming up?
It is going to be a chilly start to your morning. Take a look at those starting out temperatures, upper 20s to low 30s for most of us, but we'll end the day in the 60s and 70s. We got the full forecast after the break.
And we've got that Friday feeling, of course. I'm Josh Ryder live with your Weekend in the 608 rundown coming up next.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Hey, have we mentioned that it is Friday? It means we're getting a little bit of a late start to seeing what's going on in the 608 this week.
That's right. Our Josh Ryder is joining us live in studio this morning with his weekend planner. Hey, Josh.
Hey, guys. Good morning to you. Whether you're celebrating Mother's Day this weekend or just looking forward to getting outside for some fresh air, there's plenty going on this weekend in the 608, and here are my 3 things to do. Mother's Day weekend means citywide garage sales are back for many communities across the 608. Some of those biggest happening right now include Monona, Waunakee, and Verona, to name a few. Most are already underway this morning, running until supplies last through the weekend. Well, happening both Saturday and Sunday, Jurassic Quest is roaring into the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Don't miss the life-size dinosaurs, walking dinosaur rides, a life-size T-Rex skull, and incredible fossils. Those tickets online start at $28 with various times still available. And if you type in the promo code DINO30, our News 3 Now viewers will save 30% on regular price tickets. We're going to have those folks in studio coming up here in about 10 minutes as well. Finally, Lodi and Lake Wisconsin Restaurant Week is underway through Sunday, so for the rest of the week, you can indulge in mouth-watering dishes from the finest local eateries, featuring exclusive menus and unbeatable deals. Whether you're a foodie, enjoy a great cocktail, or just looking for a delightful night out, this is your chance to explore the vibrant tastes of that community. For more happenings in the 608 this weekend, just go to channel3000.com. You can feel that Friday feeling in the air today. Finally, Mother's Day weekend can be hit or miss when it comes to weather, right? And this weekend looks absolutely perfect. It's UW graduation weekend. I've got family in town. My cousin actually graduates from UW Business School today. So I'll be at the Alliant Energy Center today for that. And yeah, it's going to be a great week for graduates, all Madisonians, Southern Wisconsin. Oh, no complaints here.
No, it's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Yeah, lots of grad parties and stuff like that. Everybody holding their breath. What's the weather going to be like? It looks like we got a great weekend.
Okay.
Let's check in with Blaze and see what's going on with that forecast. Compared to where we're at this morning, this weekend's looking great.
Yeah, we're going to climb about 30 to 40 degrees between where we're starting out this morning, upper 20s to the low to mid 30s in some spots. We're going to end the day in the upper 60s to low 70s, keeping with the plenty of sunshine and light northeasterly winds. We're waking up at 32 degrees in both Middleton and Madison, as well as Waunakee, 31 in Sauk City. So we are just below freezing, 36 this morning in Belleville, as well as in Perry. That frost advisory still in effect through 8 a.m. So if you're waking up this morning and see the frost, it's because of these cool temperatures. Hopefully you moved in the plants or at least covered them up overnight to avoid any frost damage. But this does look to be our last really cold night over the next couple of days, to say the least, and hopefully the last one for quite some time. Send the kiddos off with a light jacket this morning and take one as you're heading off to work as well, because it is a bit of a chillier start. But as I mentioned, we're ending the day in the upper 60s to low 70s. And we're going to keep the sunshine through the weekend and even warmer temperatures, not only tomorrow, but also into Mother's Day as well. Tonight, we may squeeze out a stray shower, but because we've been underneath a high pressure system for the last couple of days, there's not a whole lot of moisture for any showers to try to use. So likely we'll go overnight on the dry side with a few clouds here and there as just a little shift in winds moves across Wisconsin before we head into Saturday. Mother's Day on Sunday, upper 70s to low 80s. Southeasterly winds are going to be light. It's going to be warm. It is going to be a great day to get out and celebrate Mom. Whether it's in the morning, we'll hang out in the low 50s, or it's in the afternoon, 70s by noon, squeezing out maybe a few low 80s by the mid to late afternoon on Mother's Day. We really lucked out this weekend with everything going on that we're keeping these nice conditions. Take a look at Saturday and Sunday. Low 70s on Saturday, low to mid 70s, upper 70s to low 80s to end your Mother's Day weekend. And we keep those warm temperatures Monday and Tuesday of next week as well. Starting Tuesday through possibly Friday of next week, we see hit or miss chances for showers. Notice that's only about a 30% chance, so not everybody will see those showers or thunderstorms. You can always track them out as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week by downloading our First Warn Weather app. We have an interactive radar that you can zoom all the way down to the street level and see if that shower or thunderstorm is impacting you. But otherwise, we're sitting pretty nice over the next couple of days, especially this weekend with everything going on. We could not ask for better conditions.
Wisconsin volleyball will be well represented in the Volleyball Nations League this summer, with 4 Badgers selected to play for 3 different countries against the world's best in the 18-team tournament. Dana Retke and Sarah Franklin will team up on Team USA, while Julia Orzel will play for her home country of Poland, and Anna Smrek will represent Canada. Pool play begins in June. Well, nothing makes a quarterback smile more than seeing his team add some new weapons for him to throw to in the draft. And that's exactly what the Packers did for Jordan Love. For the first time in franchise history, Green Bay took 2 receivers in the first 3 rounds. Now, how much will Matthew Golden and Savion Williams be used in the offense is to be determined. But Love is excited to work out with his brand new wideout rookies.
Yeah, I've talked to them. They were actually doing rookie minicamp this last weekend, and we weren't here for that. So, I briefly shot all those guys a text after they got drafted, just congratulating them, telling them we're ready to get ready for work. But, I think next week, once they get back in the building with us, we'll have some more communication and be able to see what those guys are all about. But I'm excited to get to work with them.
And let's kick it. Madison West hosting Middleton in a battle between the top 2 teams in the Big 8. Scoreless in the second half. Cardinals with the free kick, and Ursula Anstat sends an absolute beauty into the back of the net. That'd be your game-winning golden goal. Middleton wins it 2-0, the final. And that's it for morning sports. Have a great day.
Still ahead this weekend, get ready to step back in time. Jurassic Quest is rolling into Madison. We'll give you a sneak peek.
We're back after this. We are back. Hey, this weekend you have a chance to step back in time and walk among the dinosaurs.
That's right. Jurassic Quest is taking over the Alliant Energy Center this Mother's Day weekend. And joining us now is Bracky O'Brien, telling us all about Jurassic Quest. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, so you get to go back in time over 165 million years. You get to see life-size animatronic dinosaurs. We have dinosaurs for kids to ride on. We have babies like baby Trixie here. She's a baby Triceratops. We also have a baby T-Rex named Tyson. Yeah, we have a baby Camarasaurus named Cammy. We also have Utah Raptors that the kids can train.
That's fascinating. This has been in town before, I believe. I took my son a couple of years ago, and there's a lot that this event offers. Talk about what else besides dinosaurs that are at this event.
Yeah, so we have fossils. We have real fossils that are exclusive to Jurassic Quest, and we have a cast of real fossils. Fossils. So we have microscopes where you can look at fossils. Sand digs where you can dig for fossils. There's all kinds of activities.
Yeah, I remember being very interactive, and a lot of the displays looking pretty lifelike. And when they start to move, and my son's walking through, and he's holy. But it's just a really visual and interactive experience.
It is. We also have face paint for the kids and green screen photos, so we can make it look like you're riding on a dinosaur or you're being chased by dinosaurs. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so lots of fun and a learning opportunity for kids.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really educational and fun. So we like to combine the two.
Yes, and so you all are here for a couple of days.
Yes, so Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, what's going on with tickets? What could our viewers expect to pay, or what's included in the package?
Yeah, so you can go online to JurassicQuest.com, and if you enter promo code DINO30, you can actually save 30% on your tickets.
Yes.
And we have multiple packets that you can choose from.
All right, and we have that code right on your screen right now, so you can get a little glimpse of things like this. Blackie O'Brien, we want to thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate you.
And we'll have all of these details over on our website. That's channel3000.com. Take a look at that.
She's so cute.
This morning, the father of the Abundant Life school shooter in custody. We're breaking down the investigation.
We knew when he was a little kid that he would be a priest.
Plus, the first American Pope, how Pope Leo's brothers are reacting to the news.
Good Friday morning. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. We have the sun shining on a Friday.
We're going to need it.
Yes,
Starting
we
off
are.
really chilly.
A little brisk out there.
Did you get the heavy coat back out today?
No, I didn't go that far.
Yeah.
We're not looking back.
You're close. I know some people were going to think about that this morning.
Yeah, I remember Savannah said she was going to bring it out had she been here today.
Hey, we're not going to need it for long, though. Let's check in with Blaze Keller outside of our studios here in Madison to give us a look at that forecast. How's it feeling out there?
Well, I have my light jacket on. I agree. We're not going back. We're not bringing out the heavy winter jackets, but it is definitely chilly out here. That's why we do have that frost advisory still in effect through 8 a.m. So if you do wake up with some patchy frost, it's because these temperatures for some of us are starting out in the upper 20s with Toma, Black River Falls, Camp Douglas. We're in the upper 20s. We're out of the upper 20s, but we were there briefly in the Dells. 41 in Monroe, 33 waking up in Watertown, 32 in Madison. It's 31. Sauk City, Sun Prairie waking up at 32 in Waunakee, 34 in Verona. So definitely a chilly start to the morning, but take a look at where we're going to end the day. Upper 60s to low 70s. We're going to climb about 30, possibly even 40 degrees from where we started out this morning. We're going to have plenty of sunshine. Light northeasterly winds making for a very pleasant end to the work week, and the nice conditions stick around for a very busy weekend. Obviously, Mother's Day being on Sunday. We're going to take a look at what Mother Nature has in store for us as we celebrate Mom this weekend in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, we'll talk to you soon. Now to our continuing coverage of the Abundant Life Christian School shooting. Due in court today is the shooter's father.
This morning, he's in the Dane County Jail facing multiple charges. In December, his 15-year-old daughter carried out a shooting at ALCS, killing a teacher and a student and injuring 6 others. She died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. News 3 Now's Michelle Renee Quinn is here in studio with the latest updates in the investigation. Michelle Renee?
Chris, Kyrion, Jeffrey Rupnow, the shooter's father, is facing 2 felony counts of intentionally giving a minor a dangerous weapon, resulting in death, and 1 count of contributing to child delinquency. Now, the criminal complaint says when investigators first contacted Rupnow the day of the shooting, he told them there should be 12 guns in the home, locked in a safe. But when police searched the home, only 8 were there. The complaint found the 2 firearms recovered at the school were legally bought by Rupnow. Police also found a manifesto in which the Rupnow's daughter idolizes previous school shooters, details floor plans of ALCS, and a camcorder with videos of the shooter handling guns inside the home and talking about killing and massacres. She's also had a history of mental health problems and suicidal ideations.
If a parent can see that happening in front of them and then simultaneously allows the child to have access to firearms in the home, I think that may be a prominent aspect of the prosecution's case.
Part of this investigation also details the shooter's troubling social media usage. Madison police made contact with Rupnow about his child's internet activity, calling it high risk back in 2022. Once again, he will be appearing in court today, scheduled for 1:30.
All right, Michelle Renee, thank you. Continuing our coverage now of the new Pope as we take a live look at the Vatican City this morning. Pope Leo XIV held Mass this morning. Robert Prevost, as he was known until yesterday, made history becoming the first Pope from the United States. born and raised in Chicago.
The 69-year-old spent his career ministering in Peru. The Pope's brother, John Prevost, watched the moment his brother walked out as Pope on TV. He says it came as a huge shock, and he recalls their childhood.
We knew when he was a little kid that he would be a priest. That was never a question. We all knew that. But I don't think it went so far as he would be Pope. But what was interesting, when he was in, I think, first grade, one of the neighborhood ladies across the street said to him, "You will be the first American Pope." She knew that. She sensed that at 6 years old. How she did that, who knows?
Prevost adds that him and his brother still talk every day. The Pope's older brother, Louis, also reacting.
It was like, oh my God, it's Rob. It's never going to be the same. What are we going to do? Oh, yes, it's Rob. Yeah. I still do, play with guns, knives, bows and arrows. He would play priest. How boring. Come on, Rob, let's go. No, can I give you communion?
They say their younger brother just wants to make the world a better place. Pope Leo made that powerful statement in his speech yesterday, saying evil will not prevail.
A congressional source confirmed to CBS News that President Trump has fired longtime Librarian of Congress Carla Hayden via email yesterday. Democratic House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries blasted the firing of Hayden. He says that the decision to fire Hayden is, quote, the latest in Trump's ongoing effort to ban books, whitewash American history, and turn back the clock. Hayden has been the Librarian of Congress since 2016. She is the first woman and African American to have held the position.
Meantime, the acting administrator of FEMA is also out. That's according to the Department of Homeland Security. The news comes just a day after the administrator, Cameron Hamilton, disagreed with the Trump administration, telling lawmakers that he does not support dismantling the agency that he led. DHS official David Richardson will take over. DHS has not commented on why the Trump administration fired Hamilton.
Today, a judge will hear arguments over whether an L.A. prosecutor should be dismissed from the Menendez brothers case. Current L.A. District Attorney Nathan Hochman opposes resentencing the brothers. In response, Menendez's attorneys have filed a notice of removal. Brothers Eric and Lyle Menendez were convicted of killing their parents in 1989. Defense attorneys at the time argued that the brothers acted out of self-defense after years of sexual abuse from their father. Prosecutors argued the brothers killed them for a multi-million-dollar inheritance.
Jobless claims are down. The number of initial claims for unemployment benefits for the week ending May 3rd dropped by 13,000. U.S. Labor Department says the number is now at 228,000. The numbers are right in line with what economists were expecting. Weekly jobless claims are generally sitting near pre-pandemic levels, and below historic averages. The initial claims figure does not, though, include federal workers. Federal workers are tracked separately.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission is expanding its recall on Igloo coolers. The recall involves more than 1 million Igloo 90-quart flip and tow rolling coolers made before January 2024. You can find the date of manufacture on the bottom of the cooler. The recalled products have a tow handle that can injure customers' fingertips. It also has the potential to crush or even amputate them. If you own one of these coolers, you should immediately stop using it. You can contact Igloo for a free replacement handle.
Millions of Americans getting ready to spend on mom for Mother's Day. Over $340 billion is going to be spent on moms this weekend. That's according to a survey from the National Retail Federation. The survey says the most popular Mother's Day gifts include, you guessed it, flowers, greeting cards, and a meal out, going out to eat.
In more local news, part of a street in downtown Madison will close starting on Monday to build a raised crossing. South Bedford Street will be closed at North Shore Drive. The closure is to allow for construction of a raised crossing for the pass across South Bedford. It's part of the city's North Shore Drive Path project. The closure is anticipated to last up to 4 weeks. You can learn more about the project on the City of Madison's website.
Vegan Sausage Fest is coming back to Madison on Memorial Day weekend. Attendees are going to be able to enjoy innovative vegan sausage dishes while supporting local vendors. There will be some plant-based sausage innovations from local chefs and picnic-worthy sides like dairy-free mac and cheese and potato salad. Merchandise is also available. One of the event co-organizers hopes to bring awareness to cruelty-free food and lifestyles. The festival takes place May 24th at Warner Park. The event runs from 12 to 4. Admission is free.
All right, lots to do, lots of things to do coming up as well. So
You got to, look at your calendar and see what's available. There's so much stuff going on.
yes, you should be booked and busy here in Madison. Well, let's check in with Blaze. What's coming up?
We have a very pleasant end to the work week. Take a look at what we're expecting throughout the rest of your day. We could get into those 70s by later this afternoon. We've got your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
And we've got that Friday feeling this morning. I'll have your weekend in the 608 rundown straight ahead. Stick around.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
The summer travel season is almost here, and a new survey finds less than half of adults in the U.S. plan to travel this summer. Nearly a third are planning to take on debt in order to vacation. CBS's Michael George reports.
We did like 5 days in Denmark.
The Hines are enthusiastic travelers. The family is getting ready for their second European vacation together in July, a 10-day trip to London and Paris.
We like to plan the trips together and choose places that all of us are interested in.
Melissa Hines and her husband planned ahead, securing hotels after Christmas and flights by January. They've been booking excursions, too.
The British Museum is completely free, and it hosts many of the world's treasures. Walking through a park is free. So those are all the kind of activities we're looking forward to.
The growth rate is slowing, but overall, a lot of people are still traveling.
A survey from Bankrate found 46% of U.S. adults intend to travel this summer, and 29% are planning to take on debt for that vacation. Another 23% of Americans aren't sure they'll get away, and 65% of non-travelers say they can't afford it. Travelers are also contending with tariffs, some reduced flight schedules, and a weaker dollar overseas. Some things you can do to save: use rewards, points, and miles. Be flexible with your timing and location. Use technology to set up price alerts. And consider a staycation.
I think that can actually be really fun, playing tourist in your local area, relaxing, recharging, spending time with family and friends.
The Hines family sees traveling as a kind of investment.
We want our children to have a relationship to the world where they feel connected to it, where they feel safe, they enjoy it, they have a great time.
And this summer, they'll get more of those memories on the books. Michael George, CBS News.
According to Bankrate, among Americans who say costs keep them from traveling, 68% say everyday life is just too expensive.
Yes, from groceries to bills to everything in between. It can get expensive.
Yeah.
But planning ahead sounds like the best
It
way.
can save you a lot of money.
Yes.
Going to a place like this sounds real good on a morning like this.
Yeah, I wish I was vibing like this right now.
Right.
Feeling the vibes. But it will be warm over the weekend, so we'll take that. We'll take that. Let's check in with Blaze to get up to date. Hey, Blaze.
Hello. Yes, this morning a little bit on the chilly side, but take a look at where we're going to end your Friday. Upper 60s to the low 70s, a light northeasterly wind, maybe a few upper level clouds further south and west as we head into the afternoon, but pretty seasonal, all things considered, and the temperatures are going to continue to warm as we head into the rest of your Mother's Day weekend. Because we've been so dry, we haven't had any rain to wash out the pollen. Our tree pollen is going to be especially high, not only today, but likely into the rest of your weekend as well. So if you're going to be heading outdoors and you're a tree allergy sufferer, I am very sorry. We will try to squeeze out a shower tonight, hopefully get some of the pollen out of the air, but it will likely not happen until sometime next week. We got that morning frost to contend with this morning, but then we're going to be sunny, as I just talked about. That stray shower tonight is possible, but it's not looking terribly likely. We don't have a lot of moisture moving into parts of the Midwest. So that means we are going to continue to sit underneath quiet conditions really throughout the rest of your Mother's Day weekend. Let's time out those showers. Chances this evening. We're looking at just a little change in our wind direction, just enough to get some clouds going here. But as you can see, as they come out of northwestern Wisconsin overnight into the early morning hours on Saturday, that even line of clouds starts to fall apart. We may squeeze out a shower initially, but likely we're going to go into Saturday. On the dry side, winds are going to eventually turn back out of the south. That happens on Mother's Day, and that's going to kick our temperatures back up into those upper 70s to low 80s. Plenty of sunshine, whether you're celebrating Mom in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. 50s to start out, and then we're going to hang out in those 70s by noon. upper 70s to low 80s by the mid to late afternoon on Mother's Day. We really lucked out this weekend. There's a lot going on. Josh is going to mention some of those things here in just a moment. And our weather conditions are really going to be nice to get out this weekend. Rain chances do look to return as we head Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. A little low looks to come out of the Gulf, but it's kind of falling apart as it does. So we're going to squeeze out the last remaining showers as we go Tuesday onwards. But we're going to keep those chances for rain Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at about 30%. So not everyone would see those showers. They're not going to be heavy and they're not going to be widespread. Enjoy the nice weekend. Nice temperatures stick around, upper 70s to low 80s starting Sunday through the end of next week. And then we'll cool off just a little bit by that following weekend, but we'll still hang out in the upper 60s to low 70s.
All right. Gosh, that's looking real nice.
No complaints. No complaints.
Doesn't get much better. Thanks, Blaze. Friday morning, getting a bit of a late start for what's going on this weekend, but we still got you covered with Weekend in the 608.
Josh Ryder is joining us live in studio this morning with his weekend planner. What you got for us, Josh?
Hey guys, good morning to you. Whether you're celebrating Mother's Day this weekend or just looking forward to getting outside for some fresh air, there's plenty going on this weekend in the 608, and here are my 3 things to do. Mother's Day weekend means citywide garage sales are back for many communities across the 608. Some of the biggest of those happening right now include Monona, Wanakee, and Verona, to name a few. Most are already underway today, running until supplies last through the weekend. Happening both Saturday and Sunday, Jurassic Quest is roaring into the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Don't miss the life-size dinosaurs, walking dinosaur rides, a life-size T-Rex skull, and fossils. Tickets online start at $28 with various times still available. And you heard it earlier here on News 3 Now. If you type in that promo code DINO30, our News 3 Now viewers will save 30% on those tickets. And finally, Lodi in Lake Wisconsin Restaurant Week is underway through Sunday. So for the rest of the week, you can indulge in mouthwatering dishes from the finest local eateries, featuring exclusive menus and unbeatable deals. Whether you're a foodie, enjoy a great cocktail, or just looking for a delightful night out, this is your chance to explore the vibrant tastes of their communities. For more happenings in the 608 this weekend, just go to channel3000.com. Oh man, I've got that Friday feeling this morning. I'm feeling good. And how can you not with a forecast like that?
I mean, you can't be mad about it. Weather's feeling good, and this is what I've been waiting on, like, for months now, so I'm soaking it all in.
Yeah.
Even if it gets a little hot out there.
Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you.
What do you guys have planned this weekend?
So we're heading back to Missouri.
All right.
We have to spend time with family, so that's where we'll be at. And Missouri's going to be just as warm, so looking forward to it.
Lots to celebrate.
You guys got any plans?
It's commencement weekend.
Yes.
So my cousin graduates from UW Business School today.
Congrats.
So I've got some family in town, so I'll be hanging out with them a little bit later.
Yes.
Zoo on Sunday.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's going to be a perfect zoo day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with that.
I'm sure we won't be the only ones thinking zoo on Sunday.
I'm sure you'll be accompanied by lots of others.
We'll have plenty of company.
At least with a weekend with as nice as it's looking, people can go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's not like there's only one day that you can take an advantage
That's a good point.
of. So
Good point. Yeah,
That's true.
We'll see.
That's true. All right, Josh.
Happy weekend.
Yes, happy weekend, Josh. Thank you.
Josh is always looking for inspiration to share in the 608. Got an idea you want to see featured? Reach out and let him know about it.
And just a reminder, as we mentioned, it is graduation weekend in Madison. More than 9,000 students are set to receive their degrees. So whether or not you're attending, be prepared for lots of traffic downtown. Many campus parking lots will be free all weekend. A complimentary shuttle service will run to Camp Randall for the ceremony. For full details on events, parking, and more, head to commencement.wisc.edu. The main commencement ceremony at Camp Randall is on Saturday starting at noon. Those doors open at 10 a.m. and there's also a Friday ceremony at the Cole Center starting at 5:30.
Yeah, this evening.
Yes, so everything's coming so quickly. So Madison's about to start filling up
It's going to get crazy this weekend.
Yes, it is. Well, coming up in the morning sprint, the billionaire planning to give away all his wealth.
Got a little kiddo turning 3 soon? Send us a picture. We'll show it on TV. We're back with the sprint next. .653, time for the morning sprint.
This afternoon, the father of the Abundant Life Christian School shooter is set to appear in court. He is in the Dane County Jail facing multiple charges, including intentionally giving a minor a dangerous weapon resulting in death. In December, his 15-year-old daughter carried out a shooting at ALCS, killing a teacher and a student and injuring 6 others. She then died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Well, the new Pope just wrapped up his first Mass as Pontiff. It's the first time in history that the Pope is American. This morning, Robert Prevost is Just getting off of that first mass. He is a Chicago native with dual citizenship in Peru, where he served for nearly 20 years. In his first speech to the world, Pope Leo XIV delivered a message of peace.
The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office is confirming the identity of the person found dead in the Dane County Jail this week is Jeffrey Andrus. An autopsy was completed, but the cause and manner of his death is pending at this time. Andrus was charged in the crash in Cottage Grove that killed chiropractor Dr. Cammie Hansen.
Bill Gates announcing he'll give away virtually all of his fortune over the next 20 years through the Gates Foundation. The billionaire businessman and philanthropist says a total of $200 billion will go towards causes that will help save and improve lives around the world.
The U.S. and China are set to negotiate tariffs in Switzerland this weekend. These are set to be the first in-person talks between U.S. and Chinese officials since President Donald Trump hiked tariffs 145% for most Chinese imports. In response, China now charges a 125% duty on certain American exports. The tit-for-tat measures are straining both economies.
A new lawsuit challenging Wisconsin's congressional district maps. Right now, there are 3 times as many Republican seats as Democratic seats. The lawsuit aims to make that closer to how Wisconsinites vote, which is roughly split. This lawsuit is being filed in state court. It could go to the state Supreme Court, which has a liberal majority right now. It could be a court case that also has national implications.
Jobless claims are down. The number of initial claims for unemployment benefits for the week ending May 3rd dropped by 13,000. The U.S. Department of Labor says the number now stands at 228,000. Weekly jobless claims are generally sitting near pre-pandemic levels and below historic averages. The initial claims figure does not include federal workers.
We are starting out in the upper 20s to low 30s, but take a look at where we are going to end your Friday in those upper 60s to low 70s. So let's plan out your Friday. We're looking at the 30s for a little bit longer, 40s by 8, 9 o'clock, 50s starting in the late morning. And then we're hanging out in those 70s pretty much from the mid-afternoon through the rest of the day. And the nice conditions stick around into your Mother's Day weekend, 80s and sunny conditions for Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all out there.
We know you'll get out and enjoy it. Have a good weekend.